Hello, welcome to Liberty Explored. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the childhood vaccine schedule and the impact of childhood vaccination study released by the Henry Ford Health System. And I'm just going to share a video from Dr. John Campbell. And I think everybody should pay attention to this. It's quite a good one. So let's get right into it.
Impact of childhood vaccinations on short and long-term health outcomes in children, a birth cohort study. The full PDF is freely available. Now, I would now tell you where this paper is published, but this paper is not published, but it was submitted to the Senate hearing as evidence. This is the hearing here, and you can listen to the whole thing at your leisure. It's all on that link there that I've posted. Now, let's get straight on to the results and see if you want to listen to this video. This is the study here. This is the title of the hearings. How the corruption of science has impacted public perceptions and policies regarding vaccines. Now, there's no question in my mind that there's corruption in science, so I would agree with the heading here. After multivariate analysis, now this is not COVID vaccines, this is just any childhood vaccination. After multivariate adjustment, 57% of vaccinated children developed at least one chronic health condition. So the kids that were vaccinated, 57%, at least one chronic health condition. In the unvaccinated group, it was 17% developed a chronic health condition. Overall, the development of a chronic health condition occurred more often in the group exposed to vaccines versus unexposed to vaccines. And the probability of this result arising by chance is 1 in 10,000. So very unlikely that this arose by chance. And so there we are. This is the risk ratio 2.48 more likely in the exposed group, that's the vaccinated group, than in the unvaccinated group. More to come, I'm afraid. This is the looking at independently association with an increased risk of, in other words, after the vaccine compared to the unvaccinated group, there were 4.25, 4.25 times more likely to be diagnosed with asthma in the 10-year follow-up. Again, confidence limits, 95% sure, was between 3.25 and 5.95. So over 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with asthma in the vaccination group. Autoimmune disease, nearly 5 times more likely to be diagnosed. Pretty wide distribution there of confidence. Atopic disease, that's basically likely to get allergies to various things. 3 times more likely to get it, hazard ratio 3. Eczema, 1.3. I mean, if you like, you could call that like 303% more likely, or you could call that 479% more likely. It's just different ways of expressing the same thing. Neurodevelopmental disorder in the vaccinated group, 5.53 times more likely to get it. That included mental health, neurodevelopmental disorders, including developmental delay and speech disorders. Ear infections, over more than 6.5 times more likely to get ear infections. Chronic ear infections, over 5.5 times more likely to get those. Anaphylactic reactions, nearly 9 times more likely to get those. Asthma attacks and bronchospasm, 6.3 times more likely. That's the risk ratio, but it's basically the same, slightly different calculation. And there were no chronic health conditions associated with an increased risk in the unexposed group. So in all cases, what this is saying, in all cases, the exposed group, that is the vaccinated group, were more likely to be diagnosed with these long-term health conditions during a 10-year follow-up.
Okay, so is what it is. It's just what I've been saying this whole time. But people have a real hard time listening to this data. And people are going to, why do you think that, you tell me in the comments, why you think that this study wasn't able to be published? I think that's a sign of corruption in the medical industry surrounding these vaccines. Real quick, let's check out this one other thing I saw on here. This is Nick Holscher, epidemiologist, and he's got some interesting stuff to say about it as well.
The CDC is actually being sued for operating an illegal and unconstitutional 72 dose hypervaccination schedule. All 72 of these doses from birth to age 18, not one has been tested in combination. And particularly the cumulative safety of 72 doses was never studied. So it's literally just experimental at this point. Nobody knows what's going to happen with all of these doses, and that's exactly why they're being sued, to kind of dismantle this dangerous program. And so this is huge. This whole vaccine ideology is now crumbling down as people begin to understand the real risks and just how absurd it is. And even Trump highlighted that. He said it's a travesty we're injecting beautiful babies with all these toxic loads of needles. It's stupid, and it's got to stop.
Right on. There you have it. I love you all. God bless, and I'll see you next time.